Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fortitude, and today I'm excited to start a new world tour with Ember-Eyed Behemoth. Okay, so Ember-Eyed Behemoth is a moderate complexity spirit from the Nature Incarnate expansion for Spirit Island. It has really high offense and low control, fear, defense, and utility. We have an Incarna, and we also use Badlands and Wilds. Alright, so I won't get into a lot of detail about the spirit. I will be covering the spirit in my Meet the Spirit series, so be on the lookout for that. And I will just talk through our special rules and innates and growth options as we play the game. So let's get into it. So the setup says place 2 presence and an Incarna in the highest numbered wetland. Okay, so I've loaded up a game versus Prussia level 6. So that's the first adversary I'll be taking on. And we are playing on board number E. So this is the highest numbered wetlands next to a jungle. All right. Let's do the starting explore. It's sands and wetlands. Okay. Wow, we are not building any cities. That's funny. On this explore. Alright, so the basic opening with Ember-Eyed Behemoth that works into most matchups is that turn 1, you do your G2. So you place double presence from top track. Turn 2, I'll do my G3, place a presence from bottom track. Turn 4, I'll do this special growth option that we have, which is maximum 1 time per game. We will empower our Incarna, and also we can reclaim all cards with fire, which is basically all our starting hand cards, and we can also move an Incarna. So the Incarna movement is key because a lot of the targeting with this spirit is tied to the Incarna with our innate, which is smash, stomp, and flatten. It does a lot of damage, but it needs to target a land with our Incarna. The other way we can move around the board is with our special rule, the Behemoth Rises, which basically says once per turn during the spirit phase, fast phase, or slow phase, you may either push the Incarna, or you may add or move Incarna to any of your sacred sites on the island, which can be like a teleportation, which is pretty cool. Alright, and if we do not use our innate on any turn, we can basically do this twice. Looking at the cards that we begin the game with, Blazing Intimidation is a 2-cost fast speed control card. We have Exaltation, which is a slow speed card, target another spirit. Basically, in a solo game, it's adding 2 wilds in our lands, which can be pretty strong. Surging Lahar is one of the strongest cards in our kit. It's 2 damage, and if our presence is present in that land, we also get to add a Badlands. And then finally, Terrifying Rampage is a unique way to skip Ravages early to mid game, so that's pretty cool too. And it also is fast Dahan movement, so push 3 Dahan if you want to use that. Alright, so let's do our turn 1 growth. I'm actually going to use a marker here to track, like, if I move the Incarna, because since we can move it in 3 phases, I don't want to accidentally double move it. Alright, so turn 1, I'll do G2 top. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think I'll spread out on the island, so I'll put it into my E3. We can stomp here this turn if we want. Oops. And then we can deal with this in the slow. Okay, the card I want to play is Surging Lahar. Let's start getting some Badlands on the board. Let's get into it. So this is a slow cost card. So we don't have any fast powers. First event is skipped. Build happens in sands and wetlands. The explore is mountains. And I'm actually going to go ahead and throw a town here as well with the Prussia escalation. Okay. Wow, that's a pretty symmetric board. We just are missing a town in our E5. That's funny. Okay, so Surging Lahar, range 1 away from a secret site. 2 damage, and if our presence is present, add a Badlands. So I'm actually thinking of doing it here, so that way I do not have to take a Blight escalation. I mean, what do you call it? A Blight cascade. So I am going to definitely stomp in this land in E8. So let me do that first. So it's 2 damage in our Incarna land, and this guy will be cleared out. Fighting with Dahan. I will teleport my Incarna to E3. So we used our special rule, the Behemoth Rises. And then Surging Lahar, we can do 2 damage. So I can rely on beast damage for this land. So I'll do 2 damage here. Just trying to decide. I do have Terrifying Rampage if I want to skip this. Can rely on beast damage for this. But I don't have range for this, so I'll have to target one of these. I'll just target this, take care of that. We do not get to add a bad land, unfortunately, because it's not our land. We don't have presence in that land. I think that's still fine. Alright, time passes. So on turn 2, I will do my G3. So I'll gain 3 energy, gain regular energy. I'm going to be putting a presence from bottom track, and I can draft. So let me decide what card I want to get. So we got Bat Scouts, we got Tormenting Rotflies, we got Gift of Nature's Connection, and we got Hazard Spread. Hazard Spread is like a perfect element card for us, plus it's adding even more tokens on the board, so that's what I'm going to go with. It's unfortunate because I actually cannot add more Badlands because I don't have any on the board right now. But I mean, a 0 cost on element card is really good. Okay, and we need to discard a power card with fire. So let's see which one we want to discard. I think I will grow into this land. And we can basically repeat our Terrifying Rampage because next turn I will reclaim it with our special growth option to empower our Incarna. So let's see. What else do we want to play? Yeah, we could just add more beast on the island, or I could add another disease here if I want to. Actually, I should probably play this. And we can go ahead and discard Exaltation here. I think that is fine. Okay. So sands are ravaging and wetlands are ravaging. Wetlands are good. Sands, I mean, I could try and save this Dahan if I want to. I think I'll do that. So I'll play Terrifying Rampage. It's range 1. I get 1 fear. It says invaders do not participate in Ravage. I guess I'll target this guy. Oh, it's 2 invaders don't participate in Ravage, so I have to select both of them. There we go. And push 3 Dahan. So I'm just going to push this guy here, group them up for events like Cultural ASIM or Missionaries. And then I have Blazing Intimidation, which is a fast push. So that's again 1 fear. Then push 2 explorers or towns to a land without Incarna. Could just eat a blight over here. So I can go ahead and push this guy over here. So this land doesn't build. I have a free Incarna movement remaining, which I think I will go ahead and do in the slow. So I have 3 damage here. Okay, that sounds good to me. Invader phase, looking at the event. Earth, so we have 1 Earth if we want. We could discard this. I think we'll just do the top, so the Han have plus 10 health, and in lands with the Han invaders have plus 1 health. So I'll set a reminder for it. What else? For each land with beast and cities. We do not have any of those, and then 1000 small struggles doesn't apply to us. Okay, looking at the fear card, terror level 1, removes 1 explorer from a land with the Han. Sure, we'll just have to remove that. So sands and wetlands ravaged, nothing happens. We add a blight here. Build in the mountains, and the explorer is wetlands with an escalation. It's funny because now I have to escalate here. I think that is, I guess I could just go there and then explore in the wetlands, and I could try to do a stomp in that land because it has my sacred site. So it's always easy for us to move our Incarna to lands with sacred site. There's something to remember. Could stomp here and stomp in an adjacent land. Okay, so we have 2 tiers of our innate. So we can do 3 damage and push the Han. We can also move our Incarna. We haven't used that yet. So I'm trying to think 3 damage. I could just do it here. Or I could teleport my Incarna here and do the 3 damage here. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. And we have to push the Han, so I'll go ahead and push this guy over here. Sounds good to me. Time passes. So this turn, turn 3, is when we will go ahead and empower our Incarna. So it says reclaim all cards with fire, which is basically all our starting hand cards. So I'll reclaim all. We will empower our Incarna and then we can move it 1. So I'll go ahead and power this. So the effect of Ember-Eyed Behemoth's empowered Incarna is that it's treated as a sacred site. That's pretty cool. And move 1. So I'm going to go ahead and move it over here. Alright. Gain energy, and then the cards I want to play this turn are Terrifying Rampage, and I think I can do Surging Lahar here. What am I missing? Missing a plant, right? Could also play Blazing Intimidation. It gives us 2 ticks of our innate. Could push 2 guys into maybe this guy and this land and then stomp. Create a pocket. I think that sounds good. Alright, fast power phase. So Terrifying Rampage, 1 fear, and then 2 invaders don't participate in Ravage. Oh, it's 2, not 3. I guess we'll have to rely on the fear card. If you're taking a blight here, then it's not that interesting playing this guy. I actually remember that I missed this event. So it basically said in lands with Dahan, invaders have +1 health this turn. So last turn when I did 3 damage there, it basically only killed a town. So I should still have an explorer there. Something I missed. In that case, I'm just not going to play Terrifying Rampage. I think it's okay. We will go ahead and play Surging Lahar instead. We will pay that extra energy for it. Okay, fast power phase. I'll play Blazing Intimidation for 1 fear. Push 2 explorers or towns to land without Incarna. I think, sure, we can just go ahead and push it here. It's to land without Incarna. Let's push 1 guy here and push 1 guy here. Push 1 guy here. And this is slow. Right, looking at the invader phase, the event. New species bloom. Do we have a moon card? We do have a moon card if we want to forget it. Discard the top minor power. Do I want to forget that though? I mean, I have the same elements with hazards. Almost the same. But exaltation can be pretty useful. So I'm just going to do the top here. So let's see, it is slow, so we do not add a blight. I return it to the event deck under the top 2 cards. Okay, on half the boards, the Hanan invaders. All right, I'll do it here. Let's do 2 damage to the Han. I need spirit with at least 2 Dahan among its lands, gains 1 energy. So we have that, so we get an energy. And then I will return it to the deck. Okay, Ravage in the mountains. Unfortunately, we lose that presence. Take a blight. This guy dies. Build in the wetlands. Explore his jungles with an escalation. I think I can just escalate here actually. Actually, let me escalate here. Alright, so we have Surging Lahar and then we have 2 ticks of our innate. So I could stomp in 2 lands. I could stomp in both of these lands if I want to. And do a big stomp here next turn. Okay, yeah, maybe let's do that. Or I could stomp here and here as well. Okay, let's do it like that. So I'll do Surging Dahar, which is 2 damage. Destroy this guy. Add a Badlands here. Then I have 3 damage push at the Han, and then I can repeat it. I'll do it here, 3 damage. I will push at the Han, group it up. Then I will move my Incarna over here, and I can do 3 damage again. So now we have created a nice pocket, and next turn I can, I guess, grow into my coast and start dealing with these lands. Time passes, so turn 4. I'll again go G2 here. I think I can go down bottom track. So presence to a jungle or land with your presence. Range 0. So I'll put it over there. Could play all of these cards. Wow, that gives us 30 of RN8. That's pretty cool. Pay for it. Technically, I don't need to play Terrifying Rampage. Could just play it here to avoid edge cases if we don't go Blighted. The thing is, if I do not play this card, I hit the second tier. I think we'll just play all 3. So let's do hazards. We will copy the Badlands here, because that is a land where I eventually want to stomp. Can do Terrifying Rampage for 1 fear. And we will say this guy doesn't participate in Ravage. Alright, everything else is slow. Let's look at the Invader phase. A relentless optimism. Don't generate fear for destroying towns or cities. Okay, that really sucks. That's alright. In a land with the most combined invaders plus the Han, add 1 disease and 2 damage to the Han. Most combined invaders plus the Han. So this is 3, 4. This is also 4. Add a disease and then 2 damage to the Han. Mean sure. Right, and then each spirit with at least 2 the Han among all its lands gains 1 energy, so we will gain another energy. There we go. Right, Fear card, Terror level 1, replace a town with an Explorer. Replace 1 town with an Explorer. I think I'll do it on the coast here. Or I could do it here actually. Let me do it there. Because it has the disease. And now this land is also pocketed. E4. Okay, Wetlands Ravage, nothing happens. Jungles build. And the Explore is Sands and Mountains. Okay. This land doesn't explore. All right. So we have Exaltation here. May add a wild in one of their lands. So we basically get to add 2 wilds. Guess we'll throw 1 over here. Let me do that card in a second. Let me first teleport our Incarna to our sacred site. Doing 4 damage plus 1 5. That completely wipes this all out. We also need to push 1 Dahan, so I'll go ahead and push this Dahan here. And then I will execute Exaltation. So basically I added a wild here and I will add a wild here. Okay, that is my turn. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do it twice because my Incarna was kind of at a inconvenient position on the board. Oh, I actually do not get a fear because the event says I shouldn't generate fear. So we destroyed a town, so I'm going to add that fear back. All right. Time passes. Turn 5. So this is usually our reclaim turn. So reclaim all. Let's gain another miner. Let's see what we get. Strong and constant currents is interesting. Drought can be pretty cool. Sear anger into the wild lands is amazing for us. An ever-twisting trail. So I have 3 card plays and I have 5 energy, so I need to do a ton of damage. So definitely my plan is moving the Incarna to E2. I'll go ahead and do it right away. That is what we want to do. And we want to do a ton of damage there, so I can play Surging Lahar. Could play Hazards if I want to. Could actually play Blazing Intimidation, that stops the build here. It's 4 and I can play a 0 cost card. Question is, how much damage am I doing in that land? I'm trying to see if I can just outright win. So I'm doing 8 damage there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's more than enough. So this should be dealt with. Yeah, it actually doesn't matter what I pick here then. Let's go ahead with Sear Anger, I guess. Let's go ahead and play Hazards. So I'm going to use Hazard. And I will use it to add another Badlands to this land right here. Because it's in an adjacent land, I will go ahead and do Blazing Intimidation, which is 1 fear. Okay, so actually I will not push my Incarna there right now because otherwise I won't be able to use Blazing Intimidation, so I was just in a hurry, so I'll wait to do it. Yeah, I got the 1 fear, and then I will push 2 explorers or towns, so I will push these 2 guys over here like that. Surging Lahar is in the slow. Alright, let's check the invader phase. Add a town to a coastal land with cities. Add 1 city to a coastal land with cities. Okay. They are really trying to see how much damage we can do on the island. Bring it on. Bring it on. Okay. And then the persistence arrives on canvas sales. Pestilence arrives. Add a disease to a coastal land with the most towns or cities. In that land, 3 damage to the Han. Okay, so we add a disease here. There's no Dahan there. Then each spirit may push 1 of their presence from a land with Dahan. 2 damage in the land push 2. 1 of their presence from a land with Dahan. Okay. So I can go ahead and push this guy here. 2 damage in the land push 2. So that's 2 plus 2, 4. My Incarna can be treated as my presence, so 4 damage takes out that. Okay. Let's look at the fear card, Terror level 1, Strife in a land with the Han. I mean, we'll just go ahead and Strife this guy. Okay, Ravage in the jungles, nothing happens. Sands and mountains build. We build here. We have a disease and we have a disease. And the explore is mountains and jungles. So jungle, jungle, mountain and mountain. Okay. Right, so I have my Surging Lahar, which is 2 damage. I'm going to do it here. Add a Badlands. And then I will do my innate. So now I actually don't even need to move my Incarna because the event allowed us to move it. So yeah, I basically do how much? 2, 3, 4, 8. So 4, 5, 6. So 12 damage and 2 fear. That's crazy. So 12 damage is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is all of this is gone. That is GG. Yeah, that was Ember-Eyed Behemoth versus Prussia level 6. We won on turn 5 in the slow phase. So our drafts are pretty good. I think Hazards is one of the best cards in the game for us because it's perfectly on element, fire, earth, and plant. And it also combos really well with Surging Lahar, because Surging Lahar adds the Badlands, and then we can duplicate those Badlands across the island with Hazards. We also picked up Seer Anger, which is also great. It's another Badland adding card. Basically, once we are empowered, then it's all about positioning, because we'll be doing a ton of damage and just completely disrupting lands and just destroying those invaders. So yeah, that was game. If you all like this video, then please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.